I want to say that there is nothing wrong with you. You are a human being navigating a difficult experience, and we all do that in so many different ways. So whatever you're going through is normal, and there's help and support. And so, although we may feel like we have a problem and we need to fix this, we actually have an opportunity to learn about ourselves. I always remember this young man talking about going to see his therapist. He's like, I'm getting a PhD in myself. And I loved that, because this ability to learn about ourselves, know thyself, this is, wisdom of generations, where we can actually be able to learn about ourselves in a way that is really helpful in terms of like what bothers us, like how do we manage, what impacts us physically, emotionally, how are we, can we be aware of our emotional state, and can we sort of be able to express that in a healthy way and not hold on to things, but rather like move through things. This sort of getting stuck, maybe when we're resisting something, or we, feel like we are a problem, this can be like, put so much pressure on us, right? Like, not only are we dealing with something very difficult, clearly, maybe it's, we're like not healthy, or maybe it's, a very difficult interpersonal experience with a friend, or maybe we're getting bullied, or maybe things just aren't happening how we want them to. And feeling like we are the problem puts so much weight on us, knowing that it takes a lot of energy to get through something difficult. And so how do we put that energy in a, channel that in a productive way towards healing, knowing that, this can be a marathon sometimes, and finding a support system to help us through. We are just doing our best. I believe everyone is doing their best with the resources they have all the time. And so, that ability to kind of see yourself as trying, can you see that as enough, by reaching out? Can you see that as enough? Like that can be extremely difficult in certain times. And so, when we feel like we're the problem and we're, weighed down by that, it can be paralyzing. So in those moments, can we give ourselves, bringing that attitude of self-compassion? How would you respond to a friend feeling that way? What are some of the words that you might say to a friend? What are some, how might you say that? Like you're going through a lot right now. This is not, you are not the problem, but rather the source of strength that's going to get through this challenging time.